How are you guys?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Like you said, as good as we can be in these times as a Barca fan.
It's crazy days, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm stuck to Twitter, you know, checking news every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And every 10 minutes something pops out, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So yeah, let's start with the Messi situation. We know he hasn't turned up to the testing for coronavirus today. Messi looks like he's going. Messi's adamant that he's leaving. What are your thoughts on the Messi Bartomeu situation? All of it, guys.
Edu, you want to go first?
I think it's a tough situation. I think clearly Messi wants to leave. Like we were talking about 2 days ago, there were like 10% chances Messi was leaving, and I think he's holding to those 10% chances of leaving the club, and that's very hard for the club. Like a player that has been in Barcelona since he was 13 years old, he gave everything for this club. That he wants to leave like this, it says a lot how they treat Messi inside the club from the board of director, mainly Bartomeu. So it has to make us think like, what are these people doing with Barcelona? They're destroying the club, and I don't, even if they sell Messi for, I don't know, 300 million, I'm afraid of what they can do with all this money. Like, could be very dangerous. So I don't know. No.
Yeah, pretty much. I pretty much agree with you, Edu. I pretty much agree with you. Look, it's not new. It's not new that Messi wants to leave. We've seen through the years. I think through the years we have seen many signals from Messi that he clearly was unhappy with this board and was unhappy with what the president was doing clearly, and he was unhappy with the project. And you know what? It seems that Bartomeu has been covering his ears, or what has happened, because basically Bartomeu has let this thing happen himself, and he knew that Messi was unhappy, and he's the first one to know it. I mean, you're the president of the club. How can you let this thing happen? I mean, our project is trash. Let's be honest. Our project is Leo Messi and some other dudes, like what's the point? So at this point, I'm sorry to be so harsh, but this is the situation we have right now, and not only and now it's not even going to be Leo Messi, the project. So who's going to want to come? Who's going to want to come to Barcelona? We're going to talk about signings maybe, but who's going to want to come? And what's the reason for them to come?
Yeah, exactly. Because you speak here, people like, for example, Lautaro Martinez. Whether he should come or not is a different matter. But even he, like you said, he's probably going to think, "Shall I renew with Inter now? Why would I leave Inter to go to Barca? Inter probably have a brighter project over the next 3-4 years than Barca do right now. Of course, we hope that improves once Bartomeu leaves and we get the new president in, whoever that may be. But it's just like you say, Barcelona isn't really somewhere you really like. It's not the same. You don't come to Barcelona now thinking, "Yeah, this is where I want to play." It's very odd right now, and I would not really want to be stepping into this team, if I'm being honest with you. And I do worry for next season. I do, and like you said, we're going to be talking a bit about the team, because I want to speak about it, because how the team's actually going to be looking next season. Because I think Edel mentioned it on a live the other day. La Liga is going to be starting in about 2 weeks now, and we don't actually know like who's coming, who's staying. None of our signings seem very advanced at all. Messi seems like he's right out the back door, but the board, like you say, they cover their ears. It's like they don't want to hear it. Every time news comes out about Messi, they just say, "Oh no, Messi's a part of the Koeman project." Like, I'm sure you'd love him to be, but the fact is, Messi's refusing to turn up, and they refuse to hear any of it. So we've got to sort out our team quickly if we even want to have a chance of competing next season, because else we're just going to give away all the trophies. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I want to remember, like, day after, like 1 week ago, I think it was, the match against Bayern Munich. Like, day after, it was going to be a huge revolution. Like, we're going to change the team. Like, half of the squad was going to leave. Nothing happened. Nothing happens in that day. Just Messi is leaving, and they said Suarez, he should leave, but nothing happened. No signings. We only have Koeman as a, big revolution. And Liga starts in 2 weeks, so I don't know, everything, like with all the Messi situation, like obviously everyone is, thinking about it, but no one did any movement about, a lot of names. Now Van de Beek seems that he's not coming, and it was one of Koeman's priorities.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it looks really bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we've been waiting for this renovation, but you know what? You can't trust anything that Bartomeu says anymore. And I mean, I think it's been like 3 or 4 years. You can't trust anything he says. And look at Messi. Messi is the first one who understands this. He's been going through everything. Imagine what Messi feels to leave Barcelona, the club of his life. He's been here forever. Barcelona is Leo Messi. Imagine him has to take this situation, has to take this decision.
Yeah.
Just imagine the level. Imagine the level. Just imagine the level, And now Luis Suarez is going to want to leave as well. Everybody wants to leave. I mean, everybody wants to leave. I'm not sure, Luke, who's going to stay, Busquets, and because they have enormous wages, but the project is finished. The project is finished. Nobody's going to want to come. Bartomeu needs to resign ASAP. And you know what? It's his problem.
Bartomeu, the whole board of directors.
Yeah, the whole. Yeah, when I say Bartomeu, it's the whole board. Because the thing is that, look, Bartomeu can't resign right now because he would have to pay more than 50 million euros because he has to cover the losses that the club has right now due to the COVID and so on. But it's his problem that he got to this situation now. Yeah. It's his problem. It's his problem. Because he could have resigned way earlier, after the Roma defeat, after the Liverpool defeat, or maybe, I mean, there's so many moments that you could have resigned and nothing would have happened in terms of the money, that you wouldn't have to pay any money. Yeah. Now it's the deepest situation. The club is destroyed. The project is completely finished. The project doesn't exist. Messi wants to leave. All the players want to leave. Now who's going to want to come to Barcelona? And basically Bartomeu just destroyed the club and destroyed the club and destroyed. The worst is that it's destroying Messi's legacy. Yeah. And not only destroyed Messi's legacy, but destroyed Cruyff's legacy and destroyed Guardiola's legacy. And now
he's destroying Messi's memory. The memory people are going to have about Messi is not going to be the same.
Not going to be the same. I mean, we're all going to, fuck that. He destroyed it. He destroyed Messi's legacy. This is what I'm saying. I mean, I'm about to upload a video where I explain, when you guys probably watch this, the video is probably going to be already out. Yeah. And it's basically a farewell message to Leo Messi. Yeah. And trust me, last night I was editing this video and I couldn't hold myself. I couldn't hold myself. I couldn't hold myself. And when you guys watch it, you guys are going to understand what I mean. Because it's too much, I mean, when a Barca fan assimilates that Messi is not a Barcelona player anymore and there's going to be a legal battle here, what a way to end it. What a way to end it. What a way to end a beautiful story like this.
Yeah, the player that gave us everything. He literally gave us everything. Like he's hiding. He's leaving the Barcelona hiding. Like he cannot speak. He cannot go out. No answers. Nothing. Like it's
the worst way. It's the worst way. It's Bartomeu's fault, and Bartomeu's getting exactly what he wants as well. Because now Messi looks bad as well. Messi looks bad for not turning up to the tests. He's the captain of the team. He's not speaking. It's all falling into Bartomeu's hands. And what Bartomeu's going to do is try and get a good deal with Man City to cover all of his debts, and we know that's how he'll end the story. And it's just tragic, like you guys were saying. It is really sad for Messi. You guys, I'm sure, have been Barca fans for longer than me, but of course, ever since I was 2011 or so when I first got into Barca, Messi's always been there, and Messi's always been the king, the savior. So
it's crazy. I mean, right now it's for sure Messi's leaving. We don't know how and in which way he's gonna leave, but like 100%, like everything indicates that Messi's leaving, and I myself, I know we lost Messi. So that's the situation right now. We don't know if someone's gonna pay some money, if they're gonna have to pay the clause. But
Yeah,
the fact that Messi
is
didn't show up
yeah.
today to the training session means that it's out of Barcelona. He doesn't consider himself a Barca player, and that's very tough for me, and
Yeah,
I'm sure for you guys as well.
So this is the situation, right? I mean, Leo Messi has a group of lawyers. The lawyers advised them to not show up today, because if he showed up today, then he was giving the reason to Bartomeu.
Yeah.
So of course he was not going to show up today. And what it's really I'm afraid that this clause, the 700 million clause, apparently is non-existent.
Yeah,
but what happens, because the club says that it exists, and then we have the media that says that doesn't exist. So right now, I don't know who to believe. Are you going to believe Bartomeu? I don't know. Can we believe the press? Then we will see if we can believe the press. According to according to Cadena Ser, it doesn't exist. But right now, one thing is true, is that everybody is throwing news like crazy, you know, and some of them are going to be fake for sure. Some of them are going to be fantasies that journalists are making up just to get attention. But honestly, they're playing with the fans, you know, and this legal battle is only affecting the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing about the Messi situation is, of course, we all want him to stay, but now we almost want this saga finished with. I wanted a proper farewell for Messi. This is such a horrible way for him to go. You know, he wanted a final game at the Camp Nou, maybe after a league title win or something, with a nice speech and, you know, all the trophies on the pitch, like Iniesta or Xavi, for example. But we're not going to get that now, and we'll go on to in just a moment, going through the team for next season and what we can look like at least. But we need this situation solved with Bartomeu doing this. This is going to be such a long saga. It'll probably go into the La Liga season, and that could affect us massively, in my opinion. And it needs to be solved quickly and in the best way possible, so that Messi can at least leave in some sort of dignified way.
About Messi's farewell, I really think that it's not going to happen with this board of directors while Bartomeu is here. So my hope is when the new president comes, they will, you know, make a huge party to give Messi a proper farewell. That's my hope. But
we can hope.
Certain that it's not going to happen with this directive.
Look, in terms of the farewell, I'm sure there's going to be a farewell.
Yeah.
The thing is when, right? I mean, everything seems that it's going to be in a couple years or 3 years when Messi definitely retires from football. He's going to go to the Premier League. He's going to go to Man City. Everything indicates he's going to go to Man City. It makes sense that he goes to Man City because Pep Guardiola is there. They have an amazing project. Leo Messi is going to win everything there if he goes. They're going to have the craziest team. They already have a crazy team. Imagine adding Leo Messi to that equation. It's going to be an explosion. Not only that, coached by Guardiola, they have Chigi Begiristain as the sports director, and basically the core of Laporta's team is in Man City right now. Is in Man City, and now they're taking Messi with them. So imagine how the world is turning right now. The world turned 180 degrees.
Yeah. I remember I was thinking about, you know, when Casillas left Madrid, I thought, this is not a way of living a club. It was a history of the club. But compared with Messi, like, it's nothing. Like, that Casillas farewell was great compared with Messi, I thought. So that's the situation we're in now. And it's this Barcelona lately, like, always gets worse and worse and worse. And we never, you know, dug rock bottom. So I don't know how this is going to end. I expect everything. So, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Do you guys want to get on to discussing the team for next season, the squad, how we're going to look like?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, in and amongst all the chaos, we've got to play the next season. We've got to see how we can actually look. So let's start with the goalkeeper position, because Ter Stegen is going to be injured for a while. We know that.
Yeah.
So
2 months, they say.
Yeah. So, that leaves me worried. There could be some Champions League games and that. We're in pot 2 as well in the Champions League, so we could be getting some hard opponents. Look, Neto in goal, is that good? Is that okay for 2-3 months, for example? What are you guys' thoughts on Neto?
Look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Neto is an amazing goalkeeper. He's very nice, but you know, if we need a renovation then I'd rather have Iñaki Peña or some youngster. You know, I mean, Neto is what, 31, 32 years old. He's an amazing keeper. He's gonna be a good keeper for the time Ter Stegen is not here. But if we really need the renovation, let's get a younger keeper. Let's get a younger keeper. Let's sell Neto. Let's get the money for Neto. He's maybe worth 20 million.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about this in a video called Renovation. And I get Iñaki Peña because it would be for free, but there's also very young keepers out there that are very cheap, and one of them is Alban Lafont.
Oh yeah. The French goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's a French goalkeeper, and I'm digging his skills. I think he could be a very good keeper for Barcelona. He's very tall, and he has a very good reflect. How do you say that? So
reflexes,
reflexes. So I think we need renovation, and maybe we should let Neto go. Obviously now, having the Messi situation and barely being able to exchange and renovate Luis Suarez, I don't think it's Bartomeu is the man to do it. So I think Neto is going to be okay. Yeah. Then of course Ter Stegen, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think Neto is a good goalkeeper, but if we could have youngster like give a chance to Peña would be amazing. You know, I think Peña has not the same level of Neto, but he could get there, and we have to give him some minutes. So I think it's time to trust in the youngsters and the young players. And I think Koeman is a good coach for that. So let's see. But I agree, like the goalkeeper is not something that really worries me right now. I think we have bigger trouble, in defense and forward. But yeah, I think Neto, we're good in goalkeeper with Ter Stegen and Neto or Peña or signing. So
yeah, I agree. I don't think we're going to be signing anyone. We don't have any funds, and that's not a position they'll be looking at. But I agree. I would like to see Iñaki Peña given a go. It's definitely the time to do it. This season looks like we've got no expectations, so we might as well put him into the first team for a bit. And he's a goalkeeper that I do trust for the future, so that could be interesting. Moving on to the defence, though. The right-back situation has been a bit of an issue for Barca ever since Dani Alves left. So we've had Sergi Roberto there for a few years. Is that good enough? I never really know. Semedo's come in, and I just want to know what you guys think. There's been the link of like Serginho Dest for a while, but that doesn't really look like it's going to be happening. Emerson's out on loan. What do we do with the right backs for next season? Because it looks like Semedo will probably stay, Roberto will probably stay, but is that good enough for Barcelona?
Absolutely not. I think Semedo hasn't had the level for Barcelona, and that has been like we saw that in last matches against Bayern Munich. He was a total disgrace. Like his body position, he doesn't know tactic. He's very physical, but tactically he's not played for Barcelona. And I think we should sell Semedo like right now. And if we have the money to Serginho Dest is the future in that position. So it's really complicated to get it. I know, but it's my.
I don't think it's so complicated to get Serginho Dest. Let's get rid of Semedo while we can. Let's get rid of Semedo while he has some market out there. People want to get Semedo. Maybe we could get 40 million. I think we could get 40 million for Semedo, to be honest. With Bartomeu selling the player, we're gonna get like 20, but we could get 40 million, and I don't think it's gonna be so hard to get Serginho Dest. I mean, just
he is. He's Dutch, like with Koeman. Yeah. So
he's half American, right? Half American.
Yeah. He chose.
Yeah, right. So
I mean, that would be the dream.
My idea would be to bring Serginho Dest, 19 years old, very young. It's not going to be expensive, maybe 30 million euros, and he has high potential. And of course, as a second right back, we could use Sergi Roberto because he's like. He can play in any position, or we can have Wagué. We can have Wagué as a second right back. So this is the situation in terms of the right backs. In terms of the left backs, I think Jordi Alba is going to stay, but we could maybe change him for Gaya or Alphonso Davies. I mean, I know I'm dreaming with Alphonso Davies, but it could be possible. Nobody's going to want to come now. After he scored eight goals against us, of course he's not going to want to come. But you know what? Let me dream. Let me have a little.
Yeah, I agree. I would love Davis, but I think it's going to be Gaya. because like now Valencia is, you know, getting rid of all the players. They just sold Rodrigo. That's signed for last year. He signed for big teams in Europe, and he went to lead. So it's crazy what Valencia is doing. I think they're probably more angry than us. But I think we're gonna sign Gaia, and I hope Jordi Alba starts to, you know, give some times to Gaia and start to, you know, bench sometimes. Like he's getting old and he hasn't performed so well this year. So I think like with less matches, like, you know, key matches for Alba, he will be, you know, perform, and physically he will be better. So that's my take. And if we can, I will sing Alphonso Davies for sure. Like he's a future.
Yeah, absolutely. I think on the Jordi Alba situation, he's going to stay, and I don't oppose that, but he needs to be playing less games. Alba looks physically dire, really, at the end of the season. Alba needs to play less football. We've been linked with a few left backs. I think Gaia would be a good shout, I would do, because like you said, of the Valencia situation. There's been links of Angelino from Man City, perhaps, if we do a Messi swap deal, something that sounds absurd, but that could be an option. Grimaldo is someone they never speak about. We know he used to play for Barcelona, but he never seems to be linked back. So I wonder what the deal is there. But yeah, I mean, I think Gaia would be definitely a good bet for the left back situation for sure.
To be honest, I don't think Grimaldo has the level to play in Barcelona.
Okay.
You know, he's very good. He plays in the Portuguese league, but we all know the Portuguese league. The level of the Portuguese league is not crazy. You know, I'm afraid Trincao. We're gonna see what happens. You know, because in the Portuguese league, he's very good. He was a sub, by the way. It's not even a starter. Okay, but of course it's a projection. You know, it's a projection. I'm gonna give a chance to Trincao, of course. For the center backs, for example, I think Mikel Englet, we're gonna stay.
Yeah, for sure.
And look, if we need money, let's sell Umtiti ASAP for even 20 million, 15 million. Okay, let's sell Umtiti for nothing. Let's give him away. Then we get back Todibo and we get back Araujo. And we're going to have 4 solid center backs there.
And Eric Garcia, there's a lot of talks about Eric Garcia coming back. And I think it's a possibility, but if Messi goes to Man City, again, he's going to want to stay with Guardiola, Messi. So I don't know, like at the beginning, like after Bayern Munich, it was like, you know, really, it seemed like it was done, but I don't know what's the situation right now. So Eric Garcia, maybe, like, probably incognito, so we don't know. But we have to have him in account.
I think the board's plan would be to get some funds out of Todibo, actually, and then see if they can get Eric Garcia maybe in a Messi deal, or even for free in a year's time, because his contract is running out and he's not going to be renewing. So we've got to see. I think, like you said, they are thinking about Todibo, but I think Koeman's going to have to wait and see him in training first. So we'll have to see what they do with Todibo. I'm never really quite sure on him. I know a lot of fans have really high hopes for him, and he did impress me. Like in the Inter game, for example, I thought he was really good. But it's just young centre backs, isn't it? You have to wait for them to develop. And yeah, if we have Todibo and Araujo subs next season, I wouldn't be too unhappy with that, especially with Piqué and Lenglet, who in this team of people we think, I don't really trust them. To be fair, the 2 centre backs I probably trust. I like them as a partnership. I know we of course conceded 8 goals to Bayern Munich, but I think Piqué and Lenglet.
It's not their fault. It's clearly not their fault. I mean, when you concede 8 goals, it's not one player's fault. Yeah. It's basically the entire team's fault. Yeah. And the coach as well, and the mentality, and the president too, because of the project, and not motivating the players. I remember Laporta. He was a great president, because he knew how to motivate the players. Anyway, let's go back to the team here. I don't want to.
About the center back, I think Araujo is a better player than Todibo. Just want to say that. So I think we could sell Todibo and keep Araujo.
Fair enough. Yep, that seems like it's the board's plan. So that's good news, I suppose. Araujo does look like a good young centre back. I hope he develops. He's really tough, and he's actually quicker than I think a lot of people think. So I'm looking forward to seeing Araujo in the future. The midfield, though, is something interesting, mainly because I don't know what formation Koeman's going to play. I don't know if he's going to play the 4-3-3 or the 4-2-3-1, because that could massively affect people like Busquets, De Jong, and even like Coutinho. So that's interesting. Who are we going to have in our midfield next season, basically?
It all depends. I mean, we're going to have Pjanic for sure with De Jong. Pjanic, De Jong, I think, look, a 4-2-3-1 wouldn't be so bad. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We can have Pjanic, De Jong there in the defensive mid positions.
Yeah.
And then we could have Riqui Puig,
Yeah.
Coutinho, and then Aleñá or Arturo Vidal. You know, it depends. I think Arturo Vidal is doing a great job in terms of becoming an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
He was very effective. A lot of critics against Vidal. I really don't understand the critics against Vidal. Of course, he's a very different kind of player, not a tiki-taka player, but Barcelona needs a player like Vidal, and Vidal has done a good job in my opinion. So I would dig Vidal. I would keep Vidal in my team, and I expect him to stay. I think there's no rumors from him leaving at all. And basically, my midfield will be Pjanic, De Jong, Riqui Puig, Coutinho, Arturo Vidal.
Yeah,
you have Pedri. You have Pedri there. In
Pedri as well.
Bench, 17 years old.
To get into team progressively. Like he's not gonna be a starter for sure. Like he's 17 years old, so he needs some time. But I really trust Pedri. One thing about Koeman about the formation, like he always said in some interviews and with the ex teams he coaches that he adapts to the players. So he's not gonna be like a stubborn 4-3-3, you know, like Cruyffism, you know, system. So I think like he's gonna adapt to the players he has, and the players they're more in shape are gonna play. So I think there's gonna be a lot of changes in the system. So he's not gonna be a rigid 4-3-3 as Barca, you know, classic Barca formation. So we'll see. So that gives us a lot of possibilities because we have a lot of people in the midfield.
Yeah,
and I think it's good.
And it looks like Koeman or the board, I don't know who, but it looks like they want to be bringing in another midfielder. We saw Van der Beek, but that's off the cards. We learned that yesterday. It looks like he's going to Man U now. Wijnaldum from Liverpool looks like he's going to be coming, or that he's a main option for Koeman. Look, we don't know if that's true or not for sure, but say Wijnaldum was to come and be in the midfield, like what would be your guys' thoughts about him coming in?
Look, to be honest, Wijnaldum is not a player that I really know. I would tell you, I will give you my opinion. I don't want to put my hand on the fire. I don't know too much about Wijnaldum. But looking at our midfield right now, it is true that we don't have too much experience in terms of the center mids, because right now we have Riqui Puig, Aleñá, Arturo Vidal, and Coutinho if he comes back, if he finally comes back. So the experienced players would be Arturo Vidal and Coutinho.
Yeah.
And we know Arturo Vidal is a very different kind of player, so I would use him as a reserve, you know, as comodín. How do you say that? Is basically a player that can be used in exceptional situations, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Koeman's idea is to bring in Wijnaldum. He has a lot of experience to balance this experience in the team. This is what I think. Although, let me tell you, I have seen so many rumors in terms of Dutch players in the last couple of weeks. Okay, this is obviously news created by the press just to sell newspapers and clickbait stuff. You know, at the end of the day, I don't think Koeman is going to be asking too much because he knows the situation in the club. So he's going to try to work around with what he has.
About Wijnaldum, I think it speaks a lot of how Barcelona is right now. That Liverpool is going to sign Thiago, like clearly a Barcelona type of player. And Thiago doesn't want to come to Barcelona. He wants to go to Liverpool. I'm going to sign with Wijnaldum. So I think that speaks a bit of how it's Barcelona right now and how players see Barcelona. They really don't want to come. So just a thought about that.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, if Liverpool getting Thiago, then they're signing us Wijnaldum. It does speak volumes. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But we'll see. So we can move to the forward. What do you guys think?
Yeah, to the wingers, because last season I always felt that we were going into games and we didn't have any natural width. I know that's because Dembélé is constantly injured for the club, but next season I'm hoping we have more natural width for sure, with Trincao, with Dembélé, with Ansu Fati, and also Pedri to an extent. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that definitely more. Just because, you know, I think at Barca, the pitch can get, you know, closed up a lot of the time when we're trying to, you know, break teams down. And like, for example, in the Bayern Munich game, what is it? Messi's dribbling forward with the ball. To his right, he's got Sergio Roberto. To his left, he's got Arturo Vidal. It's not good enough. It's not quick. It's not dynamic. You know, it's not anything that's going to be hurting us. And you look at Bayern Munich with Gnabry and Koeman and Perisic, and these are players that when they're running at the fullbacks, they're terrifying them. And I hope that players like Trincao, Ansu Fati, Dembele, if he's fit, hopefully can be doing that for us next season. These are the people I'm hopeful for. If we are going to be playing with white players, we really need them to step up.
Yeah, I really think like this is Dembele's last chance, like for sure. Like there's gonna be last season for Dembele if he doesn't perform. So
we'll see because now Messi leaving, I don't know. Bartomeu is gonna try to get Dembele back some way, but sorry for interrupting.
Doesn't break, he's constantly injured, so we'll see. Yeah. So I think he maybe with Koeman, the physical aspect in training is going to be different, so maybe that's going to help Dembele. So I don't know, hopefully. And about Trincao, I think he has depth, and he also likes to go, to go inside and play with our players. So I think Trincao is going to give depth, a bit more depth than Griezmann for sure. But I think Ansu Fati is going to be our really, knife there in the wingers. And they talk about Depay. Like they want to sign Depay. He's a good player. I know he has level for Barcelona. He's been playing in Lyon for last years. He didn't succeed in Man United. So I don't know what do you guys think about Depay and who we should sign?
I think at this point, I think Depay would be okay to have him in the club. We basically need players that are solid and that can break through the lines. I'm not sure if Trincao is going to be able to do this season. Dembele, we all know about Dembele. So I'm expecting a couple injuries this season. This is what I expect because it's the logics, I lost my hopes in terms of Dembele staying fit for a whole season. I think that's impossible at this point. Griezmann is going to play in the middle.
Yep.
Ansu Fati, look, it's the only hope,
Fine.
It's the only real hope. Ansu Fati and Pedri, I think it can be an explosion. Pedri this season is going to be an explosion from Pedri. And it's good that Leo Messi is leaving in terms for Pedri because he's going to be able to get more minutes. That's for sure. And I think if Leo Messi ends up leaving, then definitely Bartomeu is going to try to make a rush signing like he did with Dembele and Coutinho and his moments.
I know, he is, isn't he?
He's 100% going to do one of those. I really hope it's nothing crazy. Maybe get somebody for 30, 40 million. Don't do something crazy.
45 maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you can get the buy, just finish it, Don't spend the money. If we get through 200, 300 million, don't spend the money. Leave something for the next president to be flexible and try to renew this team from the bottom up. If you're a real culé, he would do this. If not, if he really wants to clean his image, trying to put another patch like he always does, then he's gonna do this shit.
We need a quality sign in the back, like in the defense. Alfonso or Des will be my takes. But for the forwards, like we have Griezmann, we pay like 170 for Griezmann. I don't know how much, like crazy. Like so, we have to give
120.
120. I don't know. With variables and clauses, maybe more, but crazy money. Dembele, Griezmann, Coutinho. So I think Depay will be a good solution. Maybe it can work, maybe not. But if we spend 40 million, it's gonna be too bad,
I agree. Like, say we get a lot of money for Messi. Of course, it's not ideal. It's horrible. We're selling Messi for God's sake. But like, once we have that money, I agree. Let's just spend 30 on Gaia. 25 on Dest or 30 on Dest, maybe even someone Eric Garcia. You can bring in a midfielder, you can bring in an attacker. Like you can plug a few gaps, but we know what Bartomeu's going to do. We know he's going to put 80 into Lautaro. He'll do a massive one of his like Neymar dramas. It's never going to work. PSG have got him locked up there. We don't have the funds to get him out, but we know what Bartomeu's going to do. He's going to do one of his things, like you say, to plug the gaps. He loves doing these things to try and get the fans back on side before the season starts to get the illusion back in the team. He tries to do that for the fans every time with these big signings, and most of the time they never have a fit in the team. He bought Griezmann knowing full well there was no space for him in the team. He bought Coutinho, had a little bit of space in the team. Like I think you mentioned it a few times actually on BlaugranaPlanet when you said we were all really excited about Coutinho, and we were. We can't hide it that we were when he first signed. But the truth is that in a 4-3-3. he didn't really have a spot. So I'm hoping with a 4-2-3-1, maybe he'll have more of a spot, you know, in the cam sort of media punta role. But yeah, I think Bartomeu is going to try and do one of those big signings to cover up the Messi departure. And ultimately, it's not what we require. What we require right now, because basically we need a more balanced team rather than just a superstar again.
Yeah, right now I think we have a lot of young people, you know, willing to play and with a lot of, you know, progression. So I think it's time to give minutes to Ricky Puig, Pedri, Ansu, De Jong. Like he did well, but he didn't show like the play he was in Ajax. So I think it's time, like instead of doing another 200 million signing and bring Lautaro, or I think we have to give some hope to the youngsters. Like it is gonna be a transition year, and so I think it's time, and not spend like Blaugrana said. Like he's probably gonna spend all the money that he shouldn't, respecting the club under the culés and the next president. So
right. I really feel you here, Edu. I think we should give a chance to the youngsters. This is gonna help the team. This is gonna improve their performance. It's gonna be good for us. Let's give hope to La Masia, something we lost many years ago. Although Pedri is not from La Masia, but big hopes. Trincao is neither from La Masia. In terms of La Masia, I think, look, Ilaix Moriba is not a player I'd included in my team for next season, but this guy has huge potential. Let me tell you that this guy, if he stays, I think he's going to stay because thank God Bartomeu is leaving in 8 months. He doesn't have time to sell Ilaix Moriba, you know. But Ilaix Moriba, I think, is going to do great things in Barcelona. And next season we're gonna start to see Ilaix Moriba in the first team.
Yeah,
we'll start to see Ilaix Moriba, and he is like Pogba, kind of like a Pogba style of play. He's a tall midfielder. He has a lot of power, and he's attacking midfielder. So I think, look, when he arrives, him and Ricky Puig and Frenkie de Jong, we can have a very leveled up team midfield.
That's one hell of a midfield. Yeah.
I mean, imagine, you know, you have Ilaix Moriba, attacking midfielder, Pedri. Ricky Puig, who's going to be holding midfielder, right? He's going to be possession holding midfielder, and then you have Ricky Puig. You have De Jong. Sorry with the names, I'm fucking it up. You have De Jong, who's going to be the center mid, acting as a Busquets. Yeah. So I think this is the future of Barcelona. Let's not sign big players. This is the biggest mistake. You know, Bartomeu is signing big players without the consensus of the entire coach or the entire team. You know, the entire office team, like sports director, sports secretary. You have the coach. I think those people are the ones who have to make a list of players they want. Absolutely. And then send it to Bartomeu. Send it to Bartomeu. Send it to the president. And the president is going to try to sign players. And everything is around. Right now, everything is going the other way around. Barcelona is signing players that Bartomeu wants. And then he's throwing them in the dressing room and telling the coach, yo, here, I signed this guy. Make it work. By the way, I spent 150 million. Make it work, yeah? If you don't make it work, then I'm going to make you look bad and you're going to get sacked.
Like Abidal,
what is this?
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. Let's see how this ends. But yeah, I think we're not gonna compete for Champions League and nor La Liga. But I think we can start if we play the team play well. Like I don't care if we don't win La Liga, we don't the Champions League. Like if just the team plays well and these young players start to play and get bigger and learn, I will be really happy. I see this year as a transition year. So
absolutely, absolutely, and it's important that everyone treats it like that as well, because losing Messi, and I know losing Suarez as well. I know that he's essentially not finished, but he's very old that we can hardly move up front. But when we lose Messi and Suarez in one season, that's all the goals, all of the assists just gone out of the team. So you need to replace that. And it happened with Chelsea and Hazard. You have to replace that. You can't just bring in someone else like Bartomeu would try and do and say, just cover those goals. You have to just spread it across the team. And it gets frustrating. It gets hard. It's just part of the transition. And Barca, we've spoken about some of the brilliant young players we've got coming through. Let's just play as a team. Let's use them. And I hope that we can have, you know, not a successful season, but a successful season in terms of we do go somewhere, we transition into something for the future. And that's what we're hopeful for, at least.
Yeah, look, I've never been agreeing so much with this hypothesis that I'm going to explain you right now, is that basically people are saying that the entire team is built around Messi.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that way exactly, but of course we have all the players that rely on Messi, which is different. Building the team or the players relying on Messi. I think Bartomeu was trying to build a team, but of course he's choosing the players, so he's the worst. You know, if you had Bartomeu as the FIFA manager, playing FIFA manager, man, horrible guy. Horrible guy. But so I think it would be good to try to build a team without Messi, you know, without knowing that we have Messi there and you have to build everything around Messi, and all the players rely on a single player at the end of the day. You know, they're looking for him, they're looking to pass him the ball. I think it's going to be good to try to build a team this way. Exactly. As Edu said, it's going to take 1 year at least, and this is going to be the year. We're going to see what happens. I'm looking for a miracle, because you cannot replace the goals of Messi. If it is not only the goals you have to replace, because Messi is involved in 50% of the goals Barcelona make in a year. 50% of the goals Barcelona make, Messi is involved. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
crazy.
we're losing the player that creates 50% of the goals.
Yeah.
Imagine, like it happened with Madrid with Cristiano. Imagine Madrid without Cristiano and Benzema same season.
Yeah,
crazy.
Exactly.
Like they're suffering this year without, they have Benzema still, but imagine without these two players. Like it's what's gonna happen in Barcelona. It's
50%. How can you replace 50% of the goals?
You can't.
You can't. You can buy whoever.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, with Suarez on top, that's probably what, 70% of the goals, Messi and Suarez. Probably near 70% of our goals and assists. So, yeah, absolutely. Sorry, continue.
No, I had nothing to say. It was just frustration. At the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. Like 50% of the goals.
No, it's crazy. I think we need maybe Griezmann, but Griezmann, he's not a 9. He's not a striker. Like maybe he's gonna do more goals than this season, but it's not gonna be enough for sure.
Yeah, I do wonder about who's going to play as number 9 for next season. Actually, I was wondering because there's links about Lautaro, but 1, he's very expensive. We don't have a lot of money. 2, I don't know if he's the right man. And 3, like I mentioned earlier, does he even want to come anymore into this absolute mess? Like we don't know. But say he was to join, is that the 9 we want, or do we go for a Griezmann up front? You know, a different sort of 9.
Griezmann, he has always played with another forward at 9. So he always played with Diego Costa. Like he always been the second forward, like playing like a bit of a media punta.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be better for Griezmann. Like, you know, 4-4-2, it's a perfect system for Griezmann.
Yeah.
And he's a bit, you know, more in the back, and we have someone like main man there that could be Lautaro. Like it was Diego Costa in Atletico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that would be something interesting. We're gonna see what happens. Really, everything is uncertain now if Lautaro is gonna arrive or not.
Yeah,
Griezmann is surely gonna stay. He's gonna have more opportunities. I think it's gonna be a good season for Griezmann for sure. It's gonna be a better season for Griezmann. Yeah. He's gonna have more space. He's gonna be playing more games for sure. I think it's gonna be a season for Ansu Fati as well. Maybe. Well, we're gonna see what Koeman does. You know, I think Koeman is gonna try to get the most juice possible out of the squad, and taking into account that Ansu Fati has so much talent. And 17 years old, and what he's done is unreal. You have to play Ansu Fati. You have to play Ansu Fati.
I agree.
100%. You have to play Ansu Fati. You cannot leave him on the bench. You have to play Ansu Fati because he's the new Messi. You know, Messi is leaving. Okay, let's get the new crack. Let's get the new promise. Ansu Fati has talent. Ansu Fati is matching the numbers of Leo Messi. right now when he was young. You know, when Messi was 17 years old, Ansu Fati is matching those numbers right now. Obviously, he has 10 more years now to match, you know, crazy records. But let's give him a chance. Let's give him a chance. And I believe in Ansu Fati.
Yeah.
I believe in Ansu Fati. And if there's any Kool-Aid around the world that doesn't believe in Ansu Fati, then watch a video right now of Ansu Fati, because you haven't watched enough.
Yeah. What I love about Ansu Fati is when sometimes when you see like a youngster on the ball at a young age, you think, oh well, well, like he's okay. Like you can tell he's going to be good, but with Ansu Fati, it's something about him. He's already so mature. Like when he's on the ball, he's already got that dribbling. He feels like a completely mature and normal player. His shot is excellent as well. He's got a really good finish on him, and he's a player I'm so excited for. I hope we can keep hold of him, and I'm really excited for Ansu Fati in the future. And next season, he has to start. There's nothing Dembélé has done that earns him a place over Ansu Fati right now. I know obviously Dembélé can play on the right, Fati on the left, but Fati has to start, like you mentioned, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at this. You put Griezmann in the middle,
Yep.
Ansu Fati and Dembélé on the sides.
Yep.
This is good. This is good. This is good.
You
have Trincao on the bench. Trincao is going to be in the bench. Have it for sure. Ansu Fati is going to be starter. Ansu Fati, Dembélé. On the sides, I mean, Dembélé is not injured. We're going to start this season with Dembélé in shape. Let's hope. Let's hope.
He's got
my fingers.
Yeah, he's got 2 weeks of training to get himself an injury, so we've got to be careful.
Yeah, Jesus, man. I mean, it's done. You know, 2 weeks of training is done.
He's done. Yeah.
He's out. Let's put him out. No, but imagine. Okay, so you have Dembélé and Ansu Fati, and in the middle you have Griezmann. It's not the perfect number 9 because Griezmann, as Edu said, he likes to play behind the real number 9. So Lautaro Martinez would be good. Although I look at Lautaro Martinez, I analyze his game.
Yeah.
He's a little bit hyped up, you know. I think he has a lot of hype. He's not that good. He's not that good. It's not like we're getting Suarez at his peak moment when we signed him from Liverpool. He was crazy.
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez is hyped up. He's hyped up. Let's be honest. Are we gonna throw 100 million on this player? I'm scared, man. I don't think it's the right decision, to be honest. Let's analyze the market. Let's get a good sports director that can find proper gems.
Yeah,
we need this.
I wish. I would love a proper sporting director. You look at Monchi at Sevilla; it's just brilliant.
Exactly.
You look at that.
One of the best signings in Europe. So, and like the signing of Ocampo was for me amazing. And Koundé. This guy is amazing. Yeah. Oh, and Dani Alves. He discovered Dani Alves.
Dani Alves, Ramos. Man, I'm telling you, look.
Yeah,
Monchi is the best sports director in the world. There's no doubt. The fact that he's in Sevilla, it's because of passion. Yeah. He could be in Barcelona if we had another president.
We tried to
sign him, but of course, you think nobody wants to join the shitty project under Bartomeu? Who the fuck wants to join? This is what I'm saying. We're talking about Alfonso Davies, Serginho Dest. We're talking about crazy players. They don't want to come. They don't want to fucking come. Nobody wants to come now. They wanted to come with Guardiola. They wanted to come with when we were winning everything. We had the dream team. They wanted to come with Messi. Who's gonna want to come now?
Trincao and Pedri, they come because we signed them like 1 year ago. So
1 year ago, and they're like 18 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like 20 and 17 years. They're dreaming. This like their dreams. You know,
they couldn't believe it. Yeah,
they couldn't believe it, man. Of course, but who's gonna want to come? Like a big player, you know. That, for example, Eric Garcia. Look, I know this guy is from here and he has passion for Barcelona, and I'm expecting that to be the catalyst for him to come, because otherwise, this guy is in a big club with a crazy project, and now Leo Messi is gonna be hit there. So Eric Garcia, man, if I was Eric Garcia, I would be really considering
I know.
Staying or leaving. You know, I would really consider it, because now that Messi joining them, I'm staying. I'll be staying. You know? They have 1 more year. He has 1 more year of contract.
Yeah.
Stay there for 1 more year. Come maybe next year we have a proper renovation. You know,
he may win the Champions League this year, so
he
has more chances in Man City than Barcelona. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but I think like this
yeah.
team, like the base of this team with these young players, like I'm not talking about Busquets and Jordi Alba, I think they should leave next year. But I think it's gonna be a good base for Xavi Hernandez when he comes with the next president. I think this could be a good, good team, for Xavi with a couple of big signings. But I think we can perform well with Xavi. Xavi can do good things with this team.
I agree. I agree with you. I think Xavi is going to be the main point. It's going to be the real renovation when Xavi arrives. Let's give a chance to Koeman, although I don't want to throw Koeman away already. But Koeman, look, coming under Bartomeu, it's very difficult to do a renovation because you depend on Bartomeu.
Yeah.
What Xavi wants to do with Victor Font is clean up all the sports director and the sports secretary. We need a cleanup here. We need a cleanup to properly do things, to do the things right and sign the right players with the coach and the sports director and, the sports board kind of thing that are taking the decisions. And that's what we need. If Bartomeu is going to be wasting the money, then we're doomed.
Yeah.
We're already doomed. Fuck it, we're done.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, we're reaching about an hour done. I don't know when you guys need to go or anything, but we can just finish with a few more things, or
let's finish with a few more things.
Wrap it up.
What you got for us?
Well, I think we just touched on it. Koeman, like, what do you guys think about him as a coach? Because there's been a few things, like Everton, Southampton, and we saw the similar thing with Setien from Betis. So we're just thinking, is this guy ready for Barcelona? But to be fair, to me, Koeman looks like he has more of a personality than Setien for sure. But under Bartomeu, with Messi leaving, with Suarez leaving, with everyone leaving, with no money, how was he? He's going to look bad this season. He could look bad anyway. But what are you guys' thoughts on Koeman? Can he lead forward a minor revolution? I know it's hard to do a full one with Bartomeu hearing this entire board and the chaos going on, but can he at least lead us in the right direction?
Edu?
Yeah, I think like Koeman, he never did. He didn't play beautifully. He always was more of the defensive side of football. But that's for sure. He has more experience than Setien. Like he trained top team, like I don't know, like 6 top team, like 20 Ajax. So crazy.
He just did the Netherlands as well, the national team.
So that's for sure. He has like more personality and more experience than Setien, and I think he could do well in this situation. I think it's one of the best signings in this situation we're right now. Yeah. Like I'm not expecting him to play well or like Guardiola, but I think we're gonna compete. At least we're gonna compete. Something that hasn't happened with Setien.
Yeah.
So I don't know, BlaugranaPlanet, what do you think?
Look, to be honest, now that Messi is gone, I'm expecting, and I think we're gonna see an improvement in performance of all the other players, because we hit rock bottom. Piqué said it. We hit rock bottom. This is the real bottom. We cannot go down anymore. We're only gonna go up. Is Koeman the right coach for the renovation? We'll see. We'll see. As Edu said, he has experience, more experience than Setien, and he's going to be way more respected in the dressing room than Setien. The problem of Setien was, first of all, he didn't have enough experience. He never coached Champions League team before coming to Barcelona. I think that was a big thing for him. And not only that, is that Eder Sarabia, his second coach, was shouting at the players. You have Eder Sarabia. Who is Eder Sarabia? He's a random guy, and now you had him in the bench of Football Club Barcelona shouting at Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Piqué, all those players that have won everything. And the players seeing that this guy is just shouting nonsense, then they completely lost respect for Setien and Sarabia. So they weren't listening to those guys. I think Setien and Sarabia lost respect in the first couple months.
Yeah.
First
Very
2-3 months, they lost respect. Obviously, Setien came in the middle of the season and they gave him the hot potato, you know, like, look, go, get this hot potato right now, you know, and Setien was trying to juggle the hot potato, right, like that, you know?
Yeah, for sure, it's not Setien's fault. Like he, you know, we gave him, as you say,
it's not Setien's fault, but it is, because
no, I mean it is, but we cannot blame Setien.
At some point, yeah, I mean, at some point it is, because you are the coach that accepted the job. Obviously, you have bigger people to blame, you know, people to give them the bigger blame, like Bartomeu signing Setien, and Abidal and so on. But if I'm Setien, of course, imagine you're there with the cows in the valley, and they call you, yo, you want to coach Leo Messi? Dude, I'm doing it, but you have to get there and you have to do things with a grain of salt, you know. You have to be respectful with the players that are way bigger than you are. I think he didn't manage that right. Eder Sarabia was just going crazy.
Yeah,
he didn't manage that right.
It's such a difficult job, the Barcelona. It's not just you managing the team; you're managing all those egos of that dressing room that essentially pays. You know, like they don't pay much respect to a lot of people. That probably is a problem in itself, to be fair. But I think Koeman coming in, you know, no Suarez, no Messi, maybe not even no Arturo Vidal, no Rakitic anymore. You know, asking to play from the sidelines. He's going to have it a lot easier for me. The main egos in the dressing room will be like Piqué and Busquets and Jordi Alba even. These aren't the biggest egos for me. That won't be a problem for Koeman. So that's something that I hope, you know, will certainly be better for us in the future. We won't have, you know, the sacred cows in the dressing room anymore. So that I'm hoping that's a massive bonus for Koeman when he comes in.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Piqué doesn't have that much ego. He's a very respectful guy, and he respects the legacy, and he respects the coaches. He's the last guy I would want to kick out of the team. Although Jordi Alba, I think he has big ego. I think we need to get rid of Jordi Alba, because we've seen statements from him that are very rude in terms of
disrespectful to the manager and
to the fans as well, you know. When this guy gets, like, I don't know how much he gets, but more than 10 million a year or something like that, like, and then he's giving shit to the fans, you know. You can't do that. The fans are paying to go see you, and they can do, if they want to whistle, then they whistle. You have to respect their opinion. They are giving you the money. Now, Piqué would never do this. Piqué would never ever do this. And trust me, Piqué, if he's not he's a real culé. Jordi Alba apparently is not. Maybe he's a real culé, but he doesn't feel it as much, and is not a smarter guy than Piqué.
No,
trust me.
I mean, Piqué said it after the Bayern Munich match. He said that, like, if we need a change, I'm the first one that I volunteer to be the first one.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, that speaks a lot and shows how he really feels this club. Like, he's not here, you know, just to play and get the money. He really feels Barcelona, and he said he wants to be president of Barcelona in the future.
Yeah.
So
he offered himself to leave. In that declaration. He said, if I need to go, I'm going to be the first one to go. And trust me, there were tears in his eyes in that moment. You can rewatch it. There were tears in his eyes, because he really loves this club. He really loves this club, and he doesn't care about the money. He just doesn't care about the money. With Jordi Alba, fishy.
Yeah.
Fishy.
Yeah.
I agree with you on Jordi Alba. I really do. I think it's a bit of a dodgy situation, the Alba one, actually. His attitude needs to improve, and he needs to start working on his fitness and his level, because he's going down quicker. What is he, 30 years old? Piqué's 33, and he's playing at a much higher level than him.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't have a replacement for Alba, because Junior Firpo, I mean, this guy, first of all, look at his tweets when he was 13 years old, you know, criticizing Messi, you know, throwing shit to Messi. Look, this guy, just because of these tweets, I'm kicking this guy out, man. He doesn't deserve to be in Barcelona. You can't do these tweets, even, and you can say, oh, I was 13 years old and I'm not going to talk about it, like he said in the in his presentation. But dude, the tweets are there, you know. You're stupid enough to do a tweet insulting Messi and attacking Messi, and it wasn't cool. It wasn't a very soft attack, you know. It was very harsh.
Yeah.
And that shows his mentality. I don't want a player like that in Barcelona. I want a player that sacrifices.
Yeah.
That's humble.
Yeah.
That's humble. Yeah. I don't know if Serginho Dest is like that. I don't know. I don't know if Gaia is like that. Maybe. Alphonso Davies, he looks very humble. Let me tell you that. He looks very humble. He looks very humble. And we didn't talk about the possible replacement for Firpo, because I think Akieme from the second team can be good enough.
Yeah.
Can be good enough for the transition. I just leave it there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I wouldn't be opposed to getting rid of both Alaba and Firpo, to be honest, but it looks like Alaba's going to stay, and then maybe, I don't know, like we said, a Gaia or Angelino can come in or something. But yeah, I think getting Akieme from the second team would be great, and of course Firpo, I mean, I don't know where he's going to go. Maybe he'll be involved in the Inter Milan swap deal for Lautaro, but we'll have to wait and see about the Firpo situation.
I don't think Firpo has the level. Well, at least he hasn't showed it in Barcelona. I don't know if it was because of Valverde or Setien, but he didn't perform as the amount of money we paid for him. We expected a lot more. And I think in Betis, he wasn't a bad player. So I think he was a correct player, like very offensive. Maybe he is not a good fit for Barcelona, but he surely didn't perform as we expected. So I wouldn't mind if he leaves, to be honest. Like having Firpo, I would prefer Akieme. Like if we have to choose between one of them, I will keep Akieme for sure.
I'm 100% sure Akieme is going to give way more than Firpo.
Yeah.
For sure, because he comes from La Masia. Not only this, is that Firpo, we clearly see that he has too much pressure. It's not the same. It's not the same Firpo at Betis than Firpo here. You can't compare it. So that's it, man. Akieme should come in. We need young players. Let's give it a chance. The season is already lost, you know. The season is we threw the season away. It's gonna be shit season. You know? But look, no, maybe not. You know, let me rethink the situation a little bit. As I said, I'm expecting Griezmann to show up. I'm expecting Ansu Fati to show up. Of course, Ricky Puig. I think this is also going to be a season for Frankie de Jong.
Yeah.
And let's get hope. Let's get hope. Maybe Dembele doesn't get injured, and we have a good attack, you know. And that's it, man. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
So Pablo, thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for coming on. I think we covered like literally everything about Barca right now, so that was great.
Yeah, it's a lot of things happen, so we could have been going for 2 more hours.
Yeah, sadly. So man, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to join you. And
thank you.
Thank you, Edu, as well, for
thank you, Edu,
being here with us. And basically, thank you so much. I'm gonna do a little bit of shilling, of course. BlaugranaPlanet. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me in YouTube at BlaugranaPlanet. I'm trying to cover everything, give you updates daily. You guys know I'm here in Barcelona, and I actually went to the protest, so you can find some videos about it as well. And thank you so much, everyone, for all the support, and stay strong, my people. We will go through this, and we will become better than now.
Yeah, I want to say, Panecho, I want to thank you because for all the job you've been doing lately. Like you've been like in all the news, like every day with Instagram Live. So you've been, really helpful for going through these days. So I want to thank you all for what you have done for your fans.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. It means a lot, really.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'll be leaving all your links, guys. Edu, I can leave your Instagram if you like in the description below. So guys, just check it out. Check out BlaugranaPlanet's Instagram, YouTube. He's got like a big following on Instagram, especially. So check out all the Barca news, Barca lives, protests at Camp Nou, the lot, guys, the lot right now. So feel free to check it out. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Whoever is watching this, I'm not sure how many there's going to be, but thank you guys for sticking around. A lot of Barca topics covered, and I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope you two enjoyed. We got through quite a lot there. It's been good fun.
thank you, Pablo, for having us, and we love talking about Barcelona, and we love to talk with you. So it's always good to chat, with you, and whenever you want, we can do another one.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe closer to the season or something, we can do something else. We wait a few weeks maybe for some more developments and whatnot, and just keep in touch, and we can do something else for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, man. Thank you so much.
Yep.
And as I always say, let me finish it off. Visca el Barça, Visca Catalunya, and see you in Pablo's channel.
Yeah.
All the best, my people.